welcome to another edition of Southern Dirt Motorsports. I'm Steve Winstead along with Deke and Randall, and we're here at Golden Mountain Raceway Park on this beautiful day. I always enjoy coming to this place. Only the second time I've ever been here, and I just fell in love with it the first time. I want to do this podcast today to separate some fact from fiction, rumors and truth, and we've got the man right here to do it. Welcome to the podcast.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so let's start back from the beginning. Before you all bought this, this was in operation as a racetrack for what, 3 years? Am I right?
I think so, yes.
Okay, and then after that, it was operated as an off-road.
Yes, off-road park.
Camping.
Yep, camping. Yep.
And they was big plans for this place, and they fell through. But I feel good that about the future of this place. And Randall, you got any questions you'd like to ask?
Yeah, but first, I'd like to ask, did you ever race on this track?
No, I never got to, and my dad never got to either because he was out of it by the time this place opened. So I never got the chance to race on it, but I've heard it's really, really fast and pretty good racing too.
It's a really impressive looking track. There can be some speeds out of this world on that track.
Stephen Fields, our editor, he said that it's a fast track. He'd run on it many a time. He said it's a good place to run.
Yeah.
The dirt really looks good on it. It's one of those deals, if the car don't handle on this one, it's not going to handle anywhere. Because that track is, and both turns look alike on it.
Yeah.
And that's unusual.
So how long is the track? 3/8?
Yeah, I think so. Well, a little bit under 3/8, but it's banked really good. It's if you know Crossville Speedway, it's kind of banked like Crossville. Steep banking.
Good steep banking.
Yeah, but you can get around here pretty quick.
Listen, I guess this is a question that Steve and I both get asked approximately a year ago, somewhere around there. Steve did a little podcast on the track itself. What kind of plans have you guys, and this is a question that we get asked all the time, what kind of plans have you guys got for this track?
We want to put rumors to rest and speculation. And
We'll only start good rumors now.
Right, no bad rumors.
Well, the plan is, if everything goes right, we're getting everything fixed right now, electrician's coming, getting stuff painted, stuff done to the grandstand building, but we're hoping to be having a practice sessions in May, hopefully, and then maybe racing at the end of May or early June.
Oh, one more thing now. I'm proud to hear that, tickled to death to hear that, and if at all possible, I'll be here opening night. But
yeah,
I will be.
What class of cars are you guys looking at? And I know this is subject to change.
Yeah, it's
but
subject
what are you guys looking at right now?
Tentatively, like I said, nothing's set in stone yet, but we're going to have crate racing. Crate late models. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. It's just a 604 crate, but it's in a late model chassis. And open wheels. And we don't know if we're going to do front wheel drives or super stocks. Probably have some super racing, but not every week. And we're not doing every week either. We're just doing like 2 shows a month. Yeah. Probably is what we're planning.
Kind of get the feel of things.
Yeah.
And sometimes the economy dictates
where
you go to with things too. And but I can see this as being a great venue again. And I've got to ask you this because I'm involved in the off-road community too. Racing was my first love, and I've evolved into off-roading. This was a great off-road park. Southern 4-Wheel Drive used to have their major event of the year, one of them anyway, up here. What would be the prospect of you guys opening this back up if you could get some interest from Southern 4-Wheel Drive?
We would love to open it back up. I mean, it probably wouldn't be like a every week thing because we got the racing to take care of too. But we would definitely be interested in getting the off-road going again. And that's something where I'm going to have to talk to some people because I don't know much about it. And,
Well, I've got lots of time.
Because I'm more into the dirt racing. I've not really done the rock crawling deal or four-wheeler riding, so I know there's a bunch of trails and people have talked about it. It's a really nice place to ride over here.
And it seems like the reason that I got interested in it too, there's lots of the old race drivers evolved to this. Some of them not so old that evolved to it. And there's been some real good competitions held up here. But this is about racing today and what your plans were for this. And you are answering a lot of questions about it. And I know there'll be more to come after this podcast comes out. And probably old Steve and I will probably be knocking on your door again as other questions come along too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, let's rewind a little bit. Let's talk about the state and condition this facility was in when you first departed.
It was pretty rough. If you look at going into turn, from the flag stand all the way to this turn 2, it was the fence line was covered up with poison ivy and honeysuckle where you couldn't even see through it. So I had to get all that taken off. Big trees growing in the middle of it. Had to get those out. But, we got the track looking like a racetrack again. There was a lot of work to be done around here. We've done quite a bit of it ourselves, what we could do when we could, because we own Little Caesars in 3 locations, so that keeps us busy. And the reason why it's been a delay since we bought it is because COVID, really, when it hit.
It was originally going to be open, 19, 20?
I think 19 is when we bought it, the end of 19, and we were going to open it in 2020, but that's when COVID hit. And then all of our employees, we kind of had trouble, hiring, but everybody did. And just getting people over here to work on it in general was harder to do. So that kind of put it on the back burner, but we're on the better end of it now. We're getting people to work. And,
there was a lot of good things left in place in it. The bleachers are great.
Oh, yeah.
Those concrete bleachers can always be built from. The walls are still in good shape. And I know talking to you, you've been working on the drains already in it. And just looking at it today and the last time I saw it, y'all done a lot of improvement on it since then.
Well, I was just thinking about the last time, the only time I'd been here, me and Stephen Fields, which, by the way, I got to give a shout out to him. He does a great job making us look good, as good as he can.
If we didn't have Stephen edited for us, we probably couldn't do this. So he does a really good job of this.
But when me and Stephen was up here, people want to go back to that podcast that we done up here. I mean, you can just look at the track. There's dirt on the track. When we was up here, there's a lot of crag rock showing, and I mean the track is getting there.
For you folks out there, I know we keep looking back at this track, but it's hard not to look back at it when you're standing this close to it. And it's just, I'm anxious to see it back open again. It's going to be one of the premier tracks in this area, and I'm talking about the southeastern United States too. You can just look at it, and it begs to be used. Everything is in the right place on it. If you haven't been here as a racer, you'll have to come and run on this track. The turns are banked real well, and if your car don't handle real well, it probably will up here. It will make you look good. It's a really good high bank track. The type I love. I think a lot of other guys do too. But guys, when they do get it open, you've got to come in and try this. Come and look at it.
And another thing, Randall, that I feel like it's kind of being overlooked too, is the economic benefit to the area.
Oh man, it does. Any kind of venture like this, motels will really thrive off of it, because people, as they learn it, they come in from all over, and the more they hear about it, the further away they get here. And when you have events, I know the off-road events that we had up here would fill the motels up here. In this racetrack, there'll be no end to what they can do, and I've seen extra motels have to be built because of facilities like this running good. I know Windrock Park is a good example of that, of what it is and what it became because of the off-road adventure. And they don't have a racetrack. This has got everything going for it. It can actually handle 2 ventures at a time if they want to up here. So it's got potential out of this world. And It's even got a good place for another restaurant if they wanted to do that up here. Might even serve some good pizza up here.
Yeah.
What all facilities is in this area? It's what, a 500-acre complex?
Well, it's about 430, I think.
430?
Yeah. With the land that my dad acquired up there, up on top of the hill.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's about that. Go ahead.
There's a good pavilion up there to have events. If they wanted an award banquet up there, they've already got a good place to do it. It's concrete floor, a beautiful top with restrooms. It's even got facilities up there to have a restaurant because we used to cook in it and serve breakfast up here. So they've got everything in the world. There's a pond up there. Don't know if it's still
Two
got
ponds,
fish.
actually.
Two ponds.
Yeah.
They've got
fish
all
in it.
kinds
Yep.
of camping room up there, and it's got everything. If a guy wanted to come up here and spend a weekend camping and come to the races, it'd be perfect for it. And I mean, you could lay back and have a leisure time. Come down here and get yourself really excited, and then go back and kick back and talk about what you had just seen. It's a wonderful, I can't say enough about this place.
Randall, do you like this place?
I absolutely love this place.
Yep.
This is my only second time here, and I love this place. I mean,
Hey, there's just a good, I guess I'll call it a vibe. There's just a good atmosphere about this place. Once you've been here, it'll continuously draw you back to it. I've even since it was closed down as an off-road park, I've come back and just looked at it, and I wished I could go back up through it another time. And to be able to come up here today, to me, it's a great privilege and an honor just to be here today. And like I say, I have a little trouble not looking back at it, but forgive us for that.
for those like me and those that's watching that don't know where the pavilion is, educate us. Tell us where it's at.
Well, right now we're at the bottom of the hill.
Right.
And then there's a road that goes up there, but we also have an entrance up top there. It's easier because this road going up there is kind of a little bit washed out. But yeah, there's a road that goes up there to the top of the hill, and it kind of a plateau up there. And we've got a pavilion and two ponds. And then there's actually a set of campsites that actually have water and electric to them. But it's really pretty up there. We still need work on the pavilion building. It's got to be repainted and kind of freshened up, but it still looks pretty up there. We got to do some landscaping. But
I look forward to going up there. Randall told me about it. I reckon it's beautiful.
Another
up there.
thing too, Deke, that is really good about this park, sponsors have got, if they bring a big rig in here, I won't call any names, but if they do, there's all kinds of room here and up there to park those and put them on display.
Mm-hmm.
And people really enjoy going by that and putting their hands on merchandise and parts and things that they read about. And you will be able to attract a lot of that. And there's plenty of room for their semis to park here.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
plenty of room there.
whoever dreamed this place up, and I have no idea who it was. But
I think Tommy Burks, actually, originally.
They sure did a good job of it, of making it where they've got good parking. They got, like I say, good places for sponsors to come in and park, and they're close at hand, so that anybody that comes to look or participates, they are it can be real accessible to them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe getting the cart for the horse, but as you come in, you got the bumper boat area down there and the go-kart track area. Kind of what's the future on them?
We haven't really planned anything for that because the go-kart track is in pretty bad shape. Now the bumper boat area, it could be cleaned up, and I don't think it would be that big of a deal because it's holding water still. But we haven't really thought anything about that. Now it's got a restaurant building over there too. It needs to be freshened up, but we could turn that into like a little restaurant or rent it out to somebody that wanted to make a restaurant out of it.
Well, the go-kart track was getting a little bit of use from guys that would just come up and get real restless. And when I say guys, I'm including you gals too. They used it for a walking area, just to walk around and chit-chat.
Oh, okay.
And, so it served a pretty good purpose of that. There's nothing up here that is not in use. when people start dropping in, they find ways to use it where that was its intended purpose or not.
Yeah.
There's just excitement about the place up here. It can be real relaxing, but there's also an excitement about being here.
So I guess kind of what I'm thinking is, your and Ricky's main focus is getting the track open and stuff, and then doing the others in stages.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Basically, yes.
Yeah. It's just too much to undertake at one time.
Yeah, we're learning this stuff as we go. We're hoping, like I said, to get the off-road going, but we're also don't want to overdo it and not do anything 100%. I guess is what I'm trying
You
to say.
want to make sure everything's right as you go.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You're concentrating on the racing facility.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like first and foremost, but open to the rest of it.
Yeah.
If I'm saying that right.
Yep.
And I'm hoping for the best for all of it. I may just come up here and camp out overnight to be with it again myself.
I think Miss Doris would be all for that, wouldn't she?
Yeah, as long as I did it, roughing it with her is how to get up and turn on the air conditioner. So,
Yeah.
That sounds like my wife.
well, you've got a pretty nice wife, I got to say.
Yeah, she's doing the videoing for us.
She puts up with the two of us quite a lot.
Yeah, that's a handful, ain't it? I'm a handful by myself.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we're going to wrap it up for this edition of Southern Dirt Motorsports Podcast. I'd like to thank Mr. Waters, Randall, for joining me today. Thank you for allowing us to come in here.
Yeah, we appreciate having you.
And also, I'd be amiss if I didn't mention their sponsor, Northfield Vineyards, 515 Bray Cemetery Road, Sparta, Tennessee. And also the Little Caesars franchise. Be sure and patronize them and tell them you heard it on Southern Dirt Motorsports.
And
thank you, and God.
One more thing, I want to thank old Ricky Waters.
Yeah, thank Ricky.
Putting us all together and allowing
He's a little camera shy, but
to be here. From what I hear, he was a pretty accomplished old racer himself. Now,
that's what I've heard.
Him. So,
Yeah.
Thank you.